Hi everyone, it's Killshot from 99 Gaming. It's The Walking Dead Season 8, Episode 14 reaction video. So, pretty amazing episode tonight. Appreciate all of you guys staying up late and checking us out right after Talking Dead. This is the reaction video, and we're not going to go through the full recap. We're just going to pick a couple highlights, things that were a little bit shocking, might have surprised us, maybe even some things that we knew, but just happened a little bit differently once we saw it on television than what we talked about all during the week. So we're down to 2 episodes. It is going to be crazy the next couple weeks. We saw Negan driving down the road, pick up someone, so that's kind of lurking out there. Of course, the helicopter scene, we know that's still got to play out. Simon might meet his demise. We know he's going to be on Talking Dead next week, so that's not a good sign. I got a feeling he is going to go. Epic Vid says that Laura that got in the car with Negan could be. Could it be Gregory? I mean, so Laura would make a lot of sense because that would be the downfall of Dwight. Negan knows a lot of stuff, so I think that's a good call. I'm going to go with that. Scott's giving it 8 out of 10. Thanks for that super chat. No, it wouldn't be Jadis. Laura or Gregory, it's got to be those two. But I think you hit it. I think you hit the nail on the head there. What's up, Villar? Thank you so much. Villar with a shout out to the 99 Army, Kills, Emmy, Kel, Steph, Sweet Tommy, Bree, sponsors, and of course the patrons. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. We are going to get to that, Scott. Thanks for ramping up the rating system because you knew I was going to ask. So as I go through some of the reaction that I have, and I want to hear your reaction really quickly, if you guys can give this from a 1 to a 10, let me see where everybody saw this episode. I thought it was good, not great, because I love the action part of it. But you know, they got to tell the stories, and it does slow it down sometimes. So to me, I'm gonna give it a solid. It's a 9. We got some 8s and some 9s in there. I think everybody's sort of a couple a little bit lower, but not a lot of people jumping out saying 10. But I do think the next 2 weeks are going to be solid 10s. I think they're going to be pretty awesome. Red Elastic gives it a 999. It's pretty high praise there. So the car pickup scene at the end and Negan not wanting people to know he's back sort of tells you the writing is on the wall for Simon. He's just looking for the right opportunity to do that. So let me go through my notes really quickly because I want to see the how did you guys feel about the Henry scene? I liked it because, you know, last week we were so angry at him, and then it just all hit when he was surrounded, he was trapped. And you realize he's just a little kid. He was a little kid that lost his brother, was trying to get revenge, and grew up a little too fast. I'm okay. I'm kind of at peace with Henry now. We got Jason Beneventi said, Jared died. Yay. Yep. Maggie, you know, scared little kid again. You know, we talk about how many people that Carl affects, but the Henry effect is starting to be pretty evident as well. I think Henry has impacted Carol, Morgan, Ezekiel. So pretty significant storyline there. Pete D. Pete D is very disappointed. Boy, you know, Pete, they have given us this this merry-go-round with Tara. Jason, I'm going to predict he's going to die next week. I think he's gone next week. They did, Brian. Hid like Sophia and hid in the exact same place as Sophia. They are. There's too much irony going on. I mean, the real life relationship, and now we see them in the exact same place. I think the most shocking scene for me, and if you just want like my unfiltered reaction, was Rick lying at that. When he said, you know, man's word has to mean something, I knew he was going to lie, because that was just a repeat of the scene with him and Daryl, and then just to kill that guy. I guess the lie was one thing, but just the way he's like, I'm low, get in front, and just used all of them for bait. Tabby says Rick better get his crap together. We're starting to see a lot of people on edge. We obviously saw Morgan on edge. We saw Maggie make questionable leadership decisions. We're seeing Rick do it again. Thank you for that super chat. So we got a couple in here. I don't think it's Sherry. I definitely think Laura. I think Laura might have just been hiding out. I think that's a good call. An outside chance it could be Gregory, but Gregory would have started talking immediately, so I'm going to lean toward Laura. If it is, you know, once again, the 999 Army is coming through strong. Epic Vid says, they made their choice when they ran away. It's a good point. I don't disagree. But they also, you know, they ran away and they were confused, and it's not like they were going to be accepted. I don't know. We'll dig into that tomorrow. That's a deeper conversation. I do disagree. I'm sorry. I do agree that when they ran away, it did change the dynamic, but I still have to process that a little bit more and see how I feel about that. I haven't gotten into full processing mode. But you can see some of the fans. Well, let me ask the group here. And just really quick, a couple hundred people here. If you guys could all do me a favor, by the end of this video, let's see if we can get it up to 150 likes. I need a 999 Army full effect. Hit that like button. So I just want to see what the group thinks. Should Rick have stuck to his word? And did it change? Is it going to change your opinion of Rick? Yeah, a pretty significant portion of the crowd is saying yes. That's kind of what makes Rick Rick. You know, he's sloppy sometimes. He's not always the best fighter. But one thing about Rick and what we love about his character is he's genuine and he stands for something. And to see him lose that, to me, it does tarnish the character a little bit. So Villar says all those saviors were Negan, that he had to do it. Yes, they were, Villar, but there was that brief moment of pause where they were discussing, like, even Jared thought the only way they were going to be accepted because they got captured was to bring Rick back. So it did look like you might have the ability to sort of reason with them a little bit. I mean, many of those were still, or a few of those were still the workers. And yeah, and the one, the one guy with the beard that kind of winked at him, you could see, hey, I just want to help. I just want to be on a team. And some of them were workers. They were just trying to stay alive. Even Alden said, do me a favor, don't kill any more than you have to. Well, it is important. Jamie Krysick says Rick is broken. And to go through that, and him and Morgan just to be bloodied and come back and then have to read that letter, it's hard for me to see him. I warned you guys the writers were going to manipulate us. I knew it was going to happen. So part of what they're doing, at least at this point, they're making other characters look bad in order to make Negan look not so bad. And we're all just going to be puppets to this. The writers are going to do this to us. I mean, case in point, the Negan story, you start to see more and more parts of Negan, and we're going to talk about that in a second, because I got to react to that as well. Sheila Beasley with Super Chat says, Rick is in a bad place, didn't like his lie, but it's not going to change my opinion. Sheila, let me ask a follow-up question. So that might not change your opinion, but could it not be the start of that character development? I mean, a couple more questionable calls by Rick. Maybe this is just the appetizer setting up for the main course. Because the writers know how we feel about these characters. I mean, even Tara, right? You have this, okay, Tara's doing something, oh, no, she's going to kill Dwight. And then now you sort of, we're bouncing back and forth. So let me check the Negan scale. I do this every couple weeks, and I'm just kind of curious. Did anyone here feel just a slight bit of sympathy for Negan when he said, last couple episodes, I saved people, I could have saved people. You're, told Rick, your son died. If you would have let me save you, no people's kids died since we've been saving them. That made a little bit of sense, right? And then you heard him say tonight that well, here's the thing with Negan. I'll get to that in 1 second. Chris Rainig with a super chat says, Tara earned a little respect by telling Daryl to do it for you and only you. I did catch that, Chris, and I thought that might be the thing that keeps Dwight alive, is that comment. So, Tara said Karma's a bitch, but Karma's playing itself out because Tara wanted to kill Dwight, Dwight only wanted to be there, and now Tara might be the one saving Dwight's life. So thank you, and that's a good point. So Negan has given some insight into his relationship with his wife. So he said his wife was sick. He screwed around on her, and he's had to live with all this guilt ever since she died. And the bat got him through some rough moments. So Pete D, Negan is still a murderer. He probably hasn't killed as many people as Rick, though. It's a good point, and that's what makes it so complicated, right, Pete? I mean, in Negan's mind, the murder is, and look, I don't want to sound like I'm justifying Negan, because you know how I feel about the Glenn scene. Not the Abraham scene. Although Abraham was my favorite, I can live with the Abraham death. The Glenn was the antagonizing, and the writers should have never killed two at that moment. They should have done something a little bit different, in my mind. because I think it's been harder to humanize Negan because of that scene. That one moment with Glenn is really what's going to make it hard for me to ever accept the two of them being partners. So now they're making Rick into not just a murderer, but a liar. And they're making Negan into somebody that you almost feel a little sorry for of how he got there. You know how, was it Tom Cruise had the bat in A Few Good Men, and he, had to think? So Negan's got his bat, and anytime he's in a difficult situation, that bat, for whatever reason, has been his strength. It's protected him. Now, why he wrapped it up with barbed wire and the other things, I'm excited to find that out at some point. So, Brene Harp with the super chat says, do you think Rosita will kill Eugene? No. Because Eugene needs to give pickles to Midge. Brene, from what I'm hearing in 16, it was rumor, not confirmed, is that Eugene does make he sabotages the bullets, and Negan will know it's Eugene and go after Eugene, and Dwight will step in. Now, that's not confirmed, but if that plays out that way, then I have to feel that Rosita won't kill Eugene. And definitely, if that's going to happen in 16, they won't kill him next week. I think next week's going to be about Simon. Well, what it appears that, and I've seen it out of this group quite a bit. I'm sorry, I'm reading a couple comments here. Midge was with Georgie. She was the one that wanted pickles, by the way. Scott. So Scott says, now that Henry's alive, why will Morgan leave? Well, because Morgan doesn't save people. The writers are doing double time here to get that story out there. Morgan feels like the more he's around, the more risk people are in. So why not just venture out on his own? I mean, he's not going out looking for the people in Fear the Walking Dead. I mean, I don't think. I just feel like he wants to get away. And he doesn't want to put anybody else in this group at risk. The CPH mail, the super chat, says, what's going to happen with Oceanside? Aaron was in a sneak peek. Aaron looks weak. He, you could tell he was trying to get some rainwater. But if he's thirsty, obviously he hasn't eaten either. And he just looked like, one, the landscape was a little bit slippery, a little bit of a mud, slide thing working there. He kills one of the walkers, and he's getting ready to kill the second one. He just doesn't have the energy. So I think Cindy's going to help him out. They wanted to show Aaron in desperation, and I think this is where the partnership where Cindy comes on board. And I'm really looking forward to that. She's one of the characters that I think is going to be badass. That's going to be, I think, Sasha 2.0. So, back to a little bit of what I was talking about. I think that the writers they're very selective with showing that Rick is as bad as Negan. I never thought I'd say that. Well, because at the time, he wasn't. In my mind, he wasn't. But now they're showing, many of you, as I was saying, have commented, Rick is broken, Rick is flawed. And that might have always been true, but we just didn't talk about it a whole lot until recently. And now we're seeing it more and more often. So when we see it over and over again, and the writers continue to put Rick in that situation, and even Negan said to Jadis, you know, my offer stands, I may stop by in the future. Lieutenant Crawfish says there's a big difference in killing and screwing around with people. Negan is twisted and abuses people and Rick does what he feels is right. So I certainly agree with that. But the only thing, Crawfish, they're not done. That's at this point in time, right? I mean, the writers could certainly twist him a little bit more. But they're not going to make Negan into an angel even beforehand. Even before this future partnership with Rick. And we do have more data on Rick. I mean, we followed the journey of Rick. We haven't followed the journey of Negan. We just know they're trying to plug in a little bit of the backstory here and there. So Mambo55 says maybe Negan is gaining humanity from Rick's group. Or the Carl death is a bigger deal than we realize, and it is gonna continue to drive the story. So Emmy says, I have to admit, kind of liking Jadis right now. So one of the streams we're going to do this week, and if you guys want to do this, we'll have some fun with it. Maybe we'll do it on Wednesday or Thursday. I'm just going to throw it out to the group as we wind down this reaction video. If you would be interested in doing a emotional roller coaster stream sometime this week, maybe it'll be on the night we do another one, of characters that we've changed our opinions on, then just give me a quick 999 in chat. Because I think that would be I think it'd be a little fun, as opposed to most shows. That's the thing about The Walking Dead, is you sort of, you know, like even a soap opera. Sometimes you like somebody and you don't like them, but not this many times. Morgan, Father G, Tara, the people that we've wavered on, I mean, we could probably have a field day with that one. I've avoided it because I don't like to pick apart The Walking Dead because I did it so much in Fear the Walking Dead, and I'm not going to do it with Fear the Walking Dead this year. All right, looks like we got a pretty solid interest in that conversation. All right, we got another super chat too. Let me jump over to this. This is Epic Vids. Opening scene of next week is Rick reading Carl's letter with voiceover. This will bring Rick back from the edge. Carl might... I don't know if I want to draw the parallel here. Morgan in clear mode, seeing either Dwayne or seeing Gavin or seeing Henry. Is that a fair assessment? That maybe not to the extreme of Morgan, but Rick might need a little bit of something to pull him back out. But Ooh, let me throw this out to the group as well. Could that be what gets Rick in trouble? Could it be that Rick lays down his weapon and Negan wants to take over the hilltop and Negan doesn't accept? I'm going to read a couple comments to this. My mercy prevailed over my wrath. So is it possible that maybe Rick gives up just a little bit too early? Beth Brigette says, Carl's letter is the key to new life, seeing the future in the eyes of Carl from growing up and making a new life for everyone. Now, Maggie, Rick is going to survive. I mean, he's going to be injured. But sometime between, there's still only 2 episodes left, Rick's getting stabbed. Well, Jadis has some connections. I mean, I think we were right on when we said that they built this this heap of trash over the top of something important. I think the helipad's important. I think Jadis' little apartment there, they got to be hiding something. Angus wants to know who I think is picked up in the car. You know what? I'm thinking Laura. I'm okay with that. I would say 90% chance Laura, 10% chance Gregory. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. Good question. I mean, where's Heath? Where's Sherry? We're not going to get all these answers in 2 weeks. Good point. Pete says, well, at least it's not Morales. Touche. Josh, I don't think it could be Sherry because, let me put it this way. Sherry may be out there, but there is 0 chance she's getting in a car with Negan. 0. I mean, she was willing to die to get away from him. And it's not like, you know, he's pulling up with a gun saying, hey, get in the car now. He's like, you look worse than crap. So she's turning the other direction and running. It's somebody that is willingly getting in the car. That's a good point, Deidre. Don't know why Jadis didn't scramble up the garbage heap to flag that chopper. Or why the chopper didn't see the flare that Negan's holding. We can pick that apart. I mean, it seemed like it was visible. A lot of good comments tonight. Ton of good comments. All right, everybody, we're going to wind this stream down. This is just our straightforward reaction video. I don't want to get into the whole recap because tomorrow night we will do the full recap. Those of you that follow our channel, you know that we just like to get together and just hit 3 or 4 bullet points. So I do want to make a couple announcements just as a reminder. Tomorrow night we'll do our full recap, so we will dig into a lot of these questions. We just need a little bit of time to process it. Tuesday we'll start talking about episode 15, Wednesday episode 15, and then we'll get into our predictions on Thursday night. So 9:30 every night during the week, and then on Sundays that aren't Easter, we will do 12 o'clock Walking Dead Junkies, 8 o'clock we'll do our countdown, and then we do our reaction after the Talking Dead. And we will also, when Fear the Walking Dead takes off, we will be doing this every night for Fear the Walking Dead as well. Hopefully it is worth our time and worth our energy, because we poured a lot of time and a lot of energy into this season's Walking Dead, and it's been worth it. I mean, we've got just a tremendous growth in our streams, also our Facebook fan page, all over the place. You guys are just wonderful. Continue to tell people about this channel and grow the channel. So I'm indebted to everybody here. Just want to say thanks to my sponsors, also the Patreons. And if you're watching the playback, this is the closing credits. If you're still here, give me a quick 999. I'm going to do as many shout-outs as possible. And don't forget to tap that like button with a burnt Lucille. So think about that one. Darko77, thank you for being here tonight. Also to TVL TNT. What's up? Lisa Rawls, Tabby, Sheila Beasley, Tommy V. Also special thank you to all the people doing super chats as well. Lieutenant Crawfish is disappointed Negan didn't get in the chopper. Thank you for that. Football Stuff Worldwide, Rublo's channel, the Catnat. Epic Vids 8, thank you so much. Heidi Badoon, Bumblebee Brown, Sensational Meat Grinder, Walani, Chris Rainig, thank you so much. Mambo 55, Charlie Amos, Josh Canales, Pat Sanzone, Ruiner 187, Beth Burgett, Nikki S. Villar, thank you Villar. Gaming Squad HD, Brene Harp, thank you so much. Garrett Farmer, Edith Murphy, Toxic Starfish, E Beach 72, Holly Pierce, Richard Brooks, Lamar Lanham, Maggie B, what's up Maggie? Chosen 186, McFly made it, thank you so much. Jamie Krysick, PD, the PD Bombs, Wheat Straw, what's up man? Scott Kernan, thank you so much. Marion Delonzo, Fire TV Gaming, Hippo in the house, Gina Crockett, thank you. Had a wonderful time. Thank you so much, Gina. Eric C., Melinda Kettler, also my moderators, Bree, Emmy, Steph, Tommy, Kel, thank you so much. We will see you tomorrow night as well, Chris Rainig, 9:30. We're going to do a full deep dive into this, and I'm looking forward to some of your best Walking Dead theories. There's some good Easter eggs in this one, so we'll talk about that tomorrow. Thanks so much, Mr. Midnight. Kim Younger, new to the channel. If you guys are new to the channel, while we're doing some shout-outs, you can just type just like a 444, because I'd love to do a special shout-out to people watching the stream for the first time. And if you had a good time, subscribe and join us. You know, we're looking for new ideas and just new thoughts and predictions. We love this thing. Ryan Kills, what's up, man? Thank you. Toxic Starfish, TVL, Jamie Krysick, Karen S., Tracy Lynn, so thank you so much. Appreciate everybody being here. Love Truth, shout out to you. And if I missed you in a shout out, which I probably did, I missed a ton of people because we had a full packed house tonight, then when this video goes live, leave your comments and we'll comment based on what you say. And also, if you see somebody else's comments, join in the conversation as well. Appreciate everybody being here, and I will talk to you all tomorrow night at 9:30. Peace.